Hey everybody, Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick unboxing of one of Sony's latest additions to the E-mount lineup of lenses for your respective NEX camera of choice. This is the SEL 10-18mm wide-angle zoom lens. Now it's priced at $849.99, which is quite expensive, but do keep in mind that it is currently unmatched in the marketplace. This is the only native E-mount wide-angle zoom lens out there. So up until now, your only other option was a 16mm fixed lens. This is the pancake lens. A very serviceable lens, very affordable, and with the ultra-wide converter, I think a great value if you can find a good copy. But for those of you who aren't satisfied with that pairing, which I did review in the past, this is really the lens that you should have been waiting for. So with that said, let's take a look at the lens. Again, 10-18mm, f4 aperture, optical steady shot, which is certainly a good thing in both still imaging as well as video, and that's part of the flexibility of the NEX lineup that I really do appreciate. Those of you who do subscribe know that I am a very big fan of Sony's NEX cameras, and right now I'm still working with the NEX 7. My 18-200mm lens pretty much lives on there, but I am looking forward to making some room for this lens. So your limited warranty right there out of the box, as well as some operating instructions. Let's see the actual lens. It does have a black finish, so really well suited if you're looking to pair this with the NEX 7 or the NEX 6. Of course, you can pick up the 5N and 5R in black as well, so it's not to say that this lens won't match those, but from what I've seen, it seems like the paint coat finish that they used really does match the 7 perfectly. Of course, there's your Sony lens hood, nothing special, pretty much standard fare. 62mm thread here on the lens for those of you interested in what sort of filter you'll have to be using. So not the same size as the 67 here on the Beast 18-200, but that's not a big deal. Really a very lightweight lens. As you can see, you've got that 10-18mm zoom, which I do really appreciate, and the optical steady shot really should just make this lens a complete winner. Now when you take the lens to 10mm, its widest point, that's when the lens actually extends, and it retracts back when you're at its longest point. So do keep that in mind. But overall, really like the match here to the 7. As you guys can see, it's pretty much a direct match. It's really, really close. Not as close on the 6 or any of the other NEX models. So it does seem to me that this lens clearly, since it carries a really high price point, is directly targeted at the 7 and of course the 6, since those are the top of the line NEX models right now. And if you think about the maturation of the NEX lineup, then a lens like this makes a lot of sense. The disadvantage of the 16mm pancake is obviously that it did launch back at the inception of the NEX lineup of cameras. So in terms of its optical performance and overall flexibility, it's really just not anywhere near this brand new zoom, because frankly Sony's had a lot more time to put this together. So metallic build yet lightweight gives you really the entire, or I should say completes the range, in my opinion, for my personal use, of going from wide to telephoto, and that's one of the reasons I really liked it. And the optical steady shot is a bonus. I don't expect this to perform particularly well in low light since it's got that f4 aperture, but after all, a wide-angle zoom is really all about landscapes, architecture, and not doing indoor portraits. But I think it'll still be serviceable considering how well models like the 5N and up, really all of the 16-megapixel versions, the 5N, 5R, and the 6 really do handle low-light situations. And that's not to say that the 7 can't handle low light as well. It can, but it certainly gets a little bit more noisy as you bump up the ISO. But overall, really excited to have this lens in my hands and report back to you guys how it performs. And if you've been waiting for this lens like I have, then I think you'll be very happy with it, at least from what I've seen so far and the few tests that I've done with it up until now. Obviously, I'll be putting it through far more paces, getting regular day-to-day use out of it. But if you guys have any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. And of course, as usual, please feel free to subscribe. Later.